Alright guys, I got a pretty good battle here against this one guy from this one place, and he leads with that, a Zelf. And I lead with the Swampert, because, yeah, standard leads are standard. So, I do what I always do, which is try to break the sash, and then bait the explosion, and switch to something which resists it. But he goes to a heat ran, so I was like, LOL, that kind of sucks for you, but it's good for me. So, since he went to heat ran, the only reason he would have to go to a heat ran is if he has hidden power grass. So I just go ahead and go to my Latias, and he does use the hidden power grass, so that's pretty good. And I went for the safe surf, but he brings in Metagross and pursues me, but he's not choice banned, so I live. So that guy might be able to come back in and recover later on. And yeah, so Skarmory's out, and I go for spikes because that's what I always do. And I don't want to take the flamethrower. And we battled before, and it disconnected around here a little bit later. But the last time he used flamethrower, but this time he decided to be a professional and go for the Draco meter. So that kind of sucks for me, and that's some bitch shit. So yeah. So he goes to his self like he did last time, and I go for the Ice Beam like I did last time. But this time I get a crit, and that doesn't really make up for shit because the crit doesn't matter since I go to Wild Chase, and Wild Chase is obviously gonna U-turn because that's what Wild Chase always does. So that shit is dead, and I didn't notice the life orb on Heat Ram before, so I didn't go to my Latias because I thought he might want to like explode on me and shit, and I'm not scarfed. So I went to Machamp, and he goes to his own Machamp, and I know my shit has pretty bad speed IVs, so I know I'm gonna go second, and I don't want to take the confusion. So I just decided to sacrifice a Vaporeon since it's at low health anyway, and it's probably not gonna be able to recover. So now I go to Swampert since it's the only thing that I wouldn't really mind taking the confusion, and I really need to wear this thing's health down because none of my other stuff could hit it hard, and I don't want anything else getting confused because confusion is some bitch shit. So yeah. So this turn I try to go for Stealth Rock because Stealth Rock always helps, except he goes for the sub, so that kind of sucks. And then he goes for another Dynamic Punch, and if I don't break this fucking sub, then I'm gonna be in a lot of fucking trouble. But luckily I don't hit myself and I get to break it. So now I can simply bring in Skarmory once he kills me, bring in Skarmory and Brave Bird him, and hopefully kill it. And if he decides to switch out the spikes, it's gonna like help me, so I'm not gonna have as much problems with it. So yeah. So here comes Skarmory and Brave Bird, because you know Skarmory is really brave, and it's a bird, so it dies, and that's what happens. So he goes to Heat Ran again, and I really need Skarmory alive for that Metagross, since Metagross can't do shit to Skarmory, and it can do a lot to all my other pokes, so I really need to keep that guy alive. And Machamp's not really doing shit, so I just decided to bring him in here. And this is where I noticed the life orb, so that's pretty good. Now I don't have to worry about it because it dies. So it's like 3 or 4 against 3 right now. It's a pretty close game. And yeah, I go to Wild Chase because it could U-turn and shit because it's Wild Chase. And I could have used the Fire Punch, but I knew it wasn't going to kill, and I thought he might want to use Earthquake. But he goes for the Pursuit, which doesn't really do shit, so I don't mind that. And I just go out to Skarm, which, like I said, could wall the fuck out of that guy. And go for the Roost, just in case he might want to explode. Which is what he does, so that's pretty good. So 3 against 2 right now, and practically 2 against 2 now, since, yeah, I don't want anything else to take the flamethrower, so I just decided to leave that guy in. So I go to Latias, which could outspeed, and now I get to kill that thing. So I was really hoping he didn't have a Scizor, because that would have been gay for me, but he has a Flygon. So I'm not entirely too sure what Jirachi can take, since I don't really use it that often. But I have no choice but to go to it and try to flinch stuff, but he's faster. So yeah, I didn't really know that either, but whatever, I guess Flygon's pretty fast, and that is exactly why I don't use Flygon. It might be fast and it might be able to U-turn, but it's really fucking weak. So that was a pretty close game. Came down to like 70 HP. So comment, rate, all that shit, and I'm out.